all models of the F-35 provide the pilot with stealth and an advanced platform to gather information and disperse information across the battle space.
Once upon a time, the idea of an aircraft flying at the speed of light was, let's say, unfathomable. But recent strides in the field of aviation have not only made these impossible feats possible, but easily replicable. With the power of our imagination and the will to push beyond the boundaries of science, we have been able to invent aircraft that are literally out of this world. Some of these technologies you are about to witness may look like extraterrestrial spaceships, but they were conceptualized, designed, and constructed by man with no extraterrestrial input whatsoever. Or at least that's what they tell us. Join us on this epic trip as we explore the otherworldly jets in our skies and the insane UFO airplane, Antelope Valley. Welcome to the birthplace of innovation and mind-blowing aerial technology, a place where the wildest imaginations of man are brought forth into reality. This is Antelope Valley, a landscape that stretches across northern Los Angeles County in California, the southeast portion of Kern County, and the western tip of the Mojave Desert. You're probably wondering, this is a video about otherworldly jets in the sky, so why are we talking about a desolate valley in the middle of nowhere? Well, this is because this 31,000 square mile long landscape is home to some of the most advanced aerial research and development facilities in the world. The barren landscape makes it a suitable location for military bases and naval stations dedicated to the development of technology that's literally out of this world. This vast expanse of land is home to the United States Air Force Plant 42, a classified aircraft manufacturing plant owned and run by the United States government, which is sometimes also used by NASA. Private contractors also utilize the space for the construction and maintenance of military aircraft and their components for the service of the United States and its allies. Many other facilities located in the Antelope Valley include the Lockheed Advanced Development Projects, also known as Skunk Works, a highly classified project that gave birth to the F117 Nighthawk, the F-22 Raptor, and other amazing aircraft. You'll also find other Air Force bases and military facilities in this region, including the Northrop Grumman, NASA's Armstrong Research Center, Edwards Air Force Base, and the Groom Lake area, a haven for classified inventions and extraterrestrial experiments. These facilities are considered the birthplace of some of the most revolutionary inventions in the aviation industry. Domineering birds in the sky, such as the F-35 Lightning II, the RQ-4 Global Hawk, and the famous Aurora program were conceived, designed, and constructed within these facilities. So it just makes sense that we begin this video at the birthplace of these legendary machines. Now that we're done with our detour, let's get on with the video. Advanced aircraft. For many years, humans have longed to dominate the skies, soaring with the big birds and traveling at lightning-fast speeds. Although we weren't born with wings, we built them for ourselves. In 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright made history when they invented the first airplane capable of soaring through the skies. Everyone was amazed and fascinated at how such a wondrous machine worked. This invention gave birth to the aviation industry, which was practically non-existent before then. However, aviation has experienced serious advancements from the simple flying machines built by the Wright brothers. No, we are way past that. Our desire and hunger for more power and speed has pushed us to innovate, stretch the bounds of possibilities, and delve into a world where nothing is out of bounds. From simple aircrafts capable of flying short distances within long periods, to aircraft that can literally fly at the speed of light, aviation technology has indeed come a long way. Don't be surprised if you look up in the sky and see a strange object that looks so much like an alien spacecraft flying by. It's probably not ET, but something more earthly. In reality, you could be one of the very few people who were lucky enough to catch a glimpse of the United States' latest invention, the UFO plane. This strange aircraft utilizes advanced technology that has not been incorporated into any aircraft ever built and has been reported to be capable of flying at blistering speeds that will definitely make you question its origin. Seriously, this thing looks and operates exactly like an alien spacecraft. Are you excited to know more about this fascinating invention? Then make sure you stick to the end of this video. But before we delve into that, let us explore some of the craziest otherworldly jets in our skies. TR-3, a black manta. Is it a UFO? Is it a ghost? Or is it an advanced machine from another planet? No, not really. What you're looking at is one of the most advanced stealth aircraft ever built, the TR-3. A black manta is a United States Air Force spy plane developed under a black project. So what is a black project, you ask? Well, this is a special type of research and development project, so highly classified that the government doesn't even know about its existence. Or at least, they deny any knowledge about it. Black projects are usually top-secret military and defense programs, which receive their funding from what is known as a black budget. The U.S. government often employs private defense contractors to develop and build advanced military equipment. In order to keep these projects hush-hush, details about their existence are shielded from the public. Here's another crazy part of black projects you may not know. If a civilian who is not part of the project unintentionally witnesses a black project in action, they will be subsequently located and informed that what they saw was an unacknowledged special access program. The civilian will then be asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement, or an NDA, in order to prevent the person from talking about it or exposing it to the media. This is done in order to maintain the utter secrecy needed to develop these machines. So don't be surprised that many of the aircraft you will see in this video technically do not exist. This was why sightings of these aircraft are often considered UFO or UAP sightings. The TR-3A Black Manta would definitely pass as an alien spaceship, just look at it. The aerodynamic triangle design goes beyond aesthetics. This advanced kind of design plays a huge role in the functionality of the aircraft. Surprisingly, this is not a fairly new invention. It was built with technology that dates as far back as the mid-1980s. So you know the United States has been far ahead in innovation for a very long time. The TR-3B is often regarded as one of the most bizarre vehicles ever built. Its development was coordinated by the NSA, NRO, and the CIA, and at least $3 billion were invested in the project. The TR-3B is covered by a radar-absorbing polymer, which effectively changes its reflectivity, radar absorption, and color. When combined with several electronic systems, the polymer can aid the aircraft's camouflage, presenting it in the radar screen as a small flying vehicle or a cylindrical object. This fascinating feature makes it very effective in stealth operations and clandestine reconnaissance missions. The crew compartment is also surrounded by a circle filled with an accelerating plasma, known as magnetic field decay, or MFD. Developed by Sandia and Livermore Laboratories, MFD remains superior to any known technology and is jealously guarded by the US government. But why is MFD so fascinating? To put it in the simplest terms possible, MFD creates a rotating magnetic field which neutralizes the effect of gravity on the circuit accelerator of the aircraft, as well as its weight by 89%. This makes the TR-3A very easy to maneuver. With this revolutionary technology, the TR-3A can travel at speeds up to Mach 9, both vertically and horizontally. This otherworldly jet is so powerful that its only weakness is the biological limitations of the pilot. There are many claims that the TR-3A was used as a flying mock-up for testing the aerodynamic and control solutions for the B-2 Spirit bomber, owing to the fact that both aircraft were manufactured by the Northrop Corporation. This revolutionary machine can partake in both manned and remote-controlled flight, making it an invaluable tool in corporate espionage. But if you think this one is crazy, you should see what comes next. B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. With a name that badass, you should already know what to expect. This is not your ordinary jet fighter. No, this is way more advanced than that. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, also known as the Northrop Grumman. B-2 Spirit is a heavy strategic bomber, which features low observable stealth technology. This formidable weapon in the arsenal of the United States Air Force is capable of penetrating dense anti-aircraft defenses. It is designed as a subsonic aircraft, which means it is capable of blazing through the sky at a maximum speed of Mach 1, a bit less than the speed of sound. The Northrop B-2 Spirit also features a flying wing design. To put this in simple terms, the aircraft is a tailless, fixed-wing aircraft that features no definite fuselage. It is also designed in such a way that the crew of 2 payload, equipment, and fuel are housed within the main wing structure. This otherworldly fighter jet was designed by Northrop Grumman, an aircraft design contractor often used by the United States for the production of some of the most impressive aircraft you have ever seen. The B-2 Spirit was produced between 1987 and the year 2000. This bomber is capable of dropping both conventional and thermonuclear weapons, such as the Mk-82 JDAM GPS-guided bombs and the B-83 bombs. Unlike the TR-3A Black Manta, the United States government acknowledges the existence of this aircraft. As a matter of fact, it remains the only acknowledged in-service aircraft that can carry large air-to-surface standoff weapons while maintaining stealth. The development of this fascinating aircraft started under the Carter administration. A secret program known as the Advanced Technology Bomber, or the ATB project, gave birth to this wonder. Each of these aircraft costs about $737 million to build, but you will agree that it is worth every penny. Just look at this thing. It looks like something straight out of a sci-fi blockbuster. The B-2 Spirit is also capable of performing accurate attack missions at altitudes of up to 50,000 feet, which makes it very effective for long-range strikes. It has an unrefueled range of over 6,000 nautical miles and can fly for over 10,000 nautical miles with one mid-air refueling. The design of this aircraft is so out of this world, and many claim it was likely inspired by one of the UFOs recovered by the government. But is this true? Quite frankly, we do not know. What we do know is that this aircraft is real and it is super cool. The Lockheed F117 Nighthawk. Look up in the sky. No, that's not Superman. That's the Lockheed F117 Nighthawk, one of the most fascinating fighter jets ever produced by the United States. This twin-engine jet fighter bomber was built by the Lockheed Corporation for the U.S. Air Force. The development of the F-117 was one of the products of Skunk Works, a top-secret program that utilized technologies you've probably never heard of, incorporated into some of the most unearthly aircraft ever made. You're probably thinking, what's so special about the F-117? Well, apart from the UFO-like design, that makes it look like it probably came from another planet, the F-117 is the first stealth aircraft capable of evading detection by radars and other sensors. The idea for this aircraft came from a special request made by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, in 1974. In a bid to upgrade our stealth technology, the military aircraft was to be designed in such a way that it emitted or reflected as little radio, infrared, or light energy as possible, making it practically undetectable as it glides through enemy airspace. The F-117 features a triangular outline, with the wings swept back sharply from the nose and an angle of 67 degrees. To further increase its stealth capabilities, the surface of the aircraft is composed of many flat planes, coated with radar-absorbing material, and oriented in a manner that reflects radar waves away from the transmitter. The F-117 is powered by two General Electric turbofan jet engines, although the fact that these engines featured no afterburners limited their speed to the subsonic range. It also worked effectively to reduce their infrared emissions, which was the idea in the first place. This otherworldly airplane remains one of the most impressive fighter jets ever owned by the United States Air Force. But there's more, so don't go anywhere. Lockheed Martin RQ3 Darkstar. While every aircraft you've seen in this video has been impressive, this one takes it to another level. The Lockheed Martin RQ3 Darkstar is a highly advanced, stealthy reconnaissance aircraft which features advanced remote control technology. This groundbreaking feature makes it especially capable for missions into high-threat environments. Darkstar was designed to be fully autonomous. What this means is that it could take off, fly to its designated target area, operate its sensors to transmit its sensor imagery, and return to base without human interference. How cool is that? Distance is never a barrier with this one. By using satellite digital links to transmit sensor images, the aircraft could provide real-time information from anywhere around the world. The RQ3 Darkstar can also be controlled from anywhere in the world using satellite links. The development of this revolutionary aircraft marked a huge milestone in the evolution of RPAs. The Darkstar also featured advanced stealth aircraft technology, which made it difficult to detect by radars. This feature was especially important as the Darkstar was required to make risky flights into enemy territories and heavily guarded airspace. The means of propulsion was a single air-breathing jet engine, which one anonymous source claims was a Williams Rolls-Royce FJ44. One, a turbofan engine. Unfortunately, the Darkstar did not make it to mass production due to the fact that it was not deemed aerodynamically stable and didn't really perform up to expectations. Boeing bird of prey. Advanced stealth aircraft are cool and all, but there's one prevalent issue. They cost way too much to build and maintain. These impressive machines rake in millions and even billions of dollars in research and development. But what if there was a stealth jet fight, capable of the same amazing feats as the previously mentioned jets, but at a fraction of the price? This was the backdrop for the development of the Boeing bird of prey, or YF-118G. Sounds familiar? That's probably because the designation was taken from a Klingon spacecraft from the Star Trek series. At first glance, it becomes obvious why the bird of prey deserves a spot in this video. The dramatic design, both inside and outside, coupled with the stunning capabilities of this aircraft, secured a place for it among the greats. The Boeing bird of prey was a product of a special low-cost program undertaken by McDonnell Douglas, a private aircraft contractor and aviation giant Boeing in the 90s. It took just a meager sum of $67 million to build this masterpiece, and the program also developed technology and materials that were later used in Boeing's X-45 unmanned combat air vehicle. The shape of the bird of prey makes it so aerodynamically stable that it can be flown without computer correction. This stability is due, in part, to the lift provided by the Chinese, a feature that was also incorporated into the SR-71 Blackbird. The bird of prey is a manned aircraft designed to be flown by a single pilot. It measures about 46 feet with a wingspan of 22 feet. This fascinating piece of aviation engineering is able to travel at a blistering speed of about 299 miles per hour and can ascend to heights of up to 20,000 feet. Unfortunately, the Boeing bird of prey never made it to mass production, and it was never supposed to. You see, authorities embarked on the development of this aircraft in order to use it as a technology demonstrator, just like the TR-3. A Black Manta, the project that gave birth to this wonder, was a black project, which means any question about its existence was met with denial by the government. However, on October 18, 2002, the U.S. government made the bird of prey a public invention. Here's the most exciting part of this aircraft. According to the requirements given by the government during the development of the aircraft, the bird of prey was designed to prevent shadows, a giant leap in moving towards absolute stealth. The aircraft was also supposedly used to test active camouflage, which would require that the surface changes color luminosity in order to match the surroundings. Because this was meant to be a demonstration aircraft, the developers used a commercial off-the-shelf turbofan engine and manual hydraulic controls rather than the usual fly-by-wire. These alterations significantly reduced the development time and cost of production. Ready to feast your eyes on more stunning advanced aircraft? Check out this next one. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. I know your ears itch for more amazing content, but before we continue, let's jump into our subscriber pick for the video. Imagine waking up in the morning to the news that a UFO, a real one this time around, has been spotted floating in the air. Imagine the shockwaves that would send throughout the entire world. But what if this wasn't a UFO or a UAP? What if this was the next big thing in the field of aviation? An aircraft that not only looks like, but also works like an alien spaceship. Imagine the endless possibilities that would abound with the invention of such the advanced airplane. While this UFO airplane remains a concept, aviation engineers claim that we may be closer to inventing it than we think. Here's another twist. What if it has already been invented and is tucked away, hidden in secret government facilities? What if? Do you believe this concept can become a reality? Or is it too much of a fantasy? As always, feel free to share your view in the comments. Now back to the video. Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. Imagine yourself gliding through the air in one of the fastest jets ever built. How would it feel? Well, you wouldn't know unless you are one of the few United States Air Force pilots who were lucky enough to fly this beast of a plane. Since its first flight in 1955, The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird has garnered so much attention. For a very long time, it was the fastest aircraft in the world, now surpassed by the North American X-15. Many also described it as the most impressive aircraft ever built. These claims tell no lies. This thing is as impressive as advertised. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird is a long-range, high-altitude strategic reconnaissance aircraft developed by Lockheed Corporation, an American aerospace company. It remains astounding that this futuristic aircraft was designed over 60 years ago. Amazingly, it still remains an object of marvel even till today. The distinct shape of the SE-71 was based on the design of the Lockheed A-12, one of the first aircraft designed with a reduced radar cross-section. Originally designated as a black project, the United States Air Force revealed the existence of this otherworldly jet in 1964, and it entered active service in January 1966. Several features were included in the design of this aircraft in order to make it optimal for aerial reconnaissance. These include signal intelligence sensors, side-looking airborne radar, and a camera. The Blackbird is capable of achieving speeds of up to Mach 3.2 and can ascend to about 85,000 feet. Now here comes the craziest part. There is a wild story about how the SR-71 Blackbird once outran a missile. The year was 1986, and Operation El Dorado Canyon was in full motion. The mission was to launch an airstrike campaign against Libya. This was in response to Libya bombing a Berlin discotheque, which was frequented by United States military personnel. The mission was carried out by a group of 18 F111s and supported by numerous A-6, A-7, and FA-18 aircraft belonging to the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Air Force. On April 16, 1986, after the raid was over, an SR-71 Blackbird piloted by Major Brian Schull, alongside RSO Major Walter Watson, infiltrated the Libyan airspace at a blistering speed of over 2,000 miles per hour. This risky endeavor was aimed at photographing the targets in order to assess the bomb damage. As their mission drew to a close, they started receiving signals indicating that Libyan surface-to-air missiles had been launched from below. The pilot, Major Brian Schull, sensing the danger, immediately increased the speed, while calculating the time it would take for the missile to reach them. Considering the fact that the SA-2 missiles were capable of speeds of up to Mach 5, the escape time was very short. Flying at speed faster than a bullet, the Blackbird was able to outrun not one, not two, but numerous missiles launched by the Libyan military. This story exemplifies the unmatchable capabilities of the SR-71. The F-19 Stealth Fighter. Follow us into the realm of speculations, cover-ups, and theories. The F-19 Stealth Fighter is the official designation of a hypothetical fighter aircraft, believed to be secretly tucked away in a U.S. Air Force base. For many years, speculations have run wild about the existence of this aircraft that was apparently more advanced than anything we have ever seen. In order to understand why there is so much buzz around this aircraft, let's take a little trip back in time. It all began in 1962, after the unification of the numbering system. United States fighter jets were designated with consecutive numbers as their production models developed further. Beginning with the F-1 Fury, every next invention was named with a consecutive number, except for the F-13, which was never assigned due to triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13. Apparently, that's a thing. Anyway, things got a little mysterious after the release of the F-20, which was preceded by the FA-18 Hornet instead of the F-19. So why did the United States Air Force skip the number 19? Their preferred explanation bordered on the fact that Northrop, the designer of the aircraft, wanted an even number in order to stand out from the Soviet numbering system. But despite these claims, the YF-17 and YF-23 were not skipped, leading to speculations that F-19 was being developed in secret. Beast of Kandahar. Blasting through the skies of Afghanistan in 2009, this high-altitude drone earned its infamous nickname, Beast of Kandahar. The grainy images quickly went viral as experts scratched their heads trying to decipher what this anomaly was. Speculations flew around about the origin and nature of the aircraft that could tear through the skies with such ferocity. It later turned out to be one of the secret aircraft being developed by the United States military, known as RQ-117 Sentinel. Before coming out of the closet in December 2009, the RQ-170 was part of a black project, so officially it didn't exist. This aircraft is believed to have participated in one of the most famous assassinations in history, the killing of Osama bin Laden. According to reports, the Beast of Kandahar was seen flying over bin Laden's compound as the JSOC conducted Operation Neptune Spear, the op that led to the death of one of the most powerful terrorists in the world. While very few people have been able to catch a glimpse of this aircraft, the Iranians once claimed to have laid their hands on one of them. In 2011, images of the RQ-170 appeared on Iranian state television, along with claims that the Iranian military had managed to capture the jet entirely intact. Apparently, the drone was on an operation, 140 miles over the Iranian border, and many believe it was employed to keep tabs on Iran's nuclear development programs. Apparently, Iran's Revolutionary Guard, or IRGC, had hacked into the aircraft and brought it down for a landing. But how did they do it? According to sources, the IRGC claimed to have manipulated the communication system in order to gain access to the controls of the prized aircraft. However, the United States denied these claims as unsubstantiated and sensationalized stories. There are also claims that the RQ-170 was an attritable drone. What this means is that it was a low-cost and expendable option, so losing it wasn't a big deal. According to reports published by the Christian Science Monitor, the per-unit cost of the RQ-170 was estimated to be around a meager $6 million. This means that it was most likely not used for very important missions. Instead, it was a low-cost option. Regardless of these claims, the Beast of Kandahar remains an enigma in the world of aviation. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.